A company spends 2 millions on top of the line firewall. They feel safe, protected, but 6 months later they are on the news. Hacked, data got stolen and then game over. But how? Because they thought one tool was enough. And that is exactly the mistake we are breaking down today. Welcome back, and if you are new here, this channel is where cybersecurity stops being confusing and starts making sense. Today, we are talking about layers of security, also called defense in depth. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly why every organization needs it and how hackers exploit the ones that don't follow it. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right now. We just covered Darktrace Zero Trust on this channel, and this video completes the picture. You don't want to miss what's coming next, right? So please do subscribe. Let's start simple. Imagine a medieval castle. It doesn't just have one wall and call it a day. It has a moat, then outer walls, then inner walls, then guards, then a vault. Why? Because if one layer fails, the next one stops the attacker. That's exactly how modern cybersecurity works. Defense in depth means layering multiple security controls. So if a hacker breaks through one, they hit another wall and the another and the another. No single tool, not even the best AI powered solution out there, can catch every single threat by itself. Think of it like this: a lock on your door keeps out castle intruders, but you also have security cameras and an alarm and a neighborhood watch because locks can be picked. Same logic, different scale. Let me give you a real world scenario. A company has a firewall, a solid one, but an employee gets a phishing email. They click it and then they enter their credentials. The firewall, it saw nothing wrong. It was legitimate looking login. Now the attacker is inside the network with valid credentials. The firewall never triggers because the attacker didn't break in. They walked in through the front door. This is called a credential based attack, and it's one of the most common attack types today. If that company also had multi factor authentication, the attacker gets stopped. An identity threat detection tool, it flags unusual login behavior. A SIEM monitoring system, it raises an alert. One tool failed, three others saved the company. That is why layers matter. So, what are these layers? Let's break them down one by one. Layer 1, Perimeter Security. This is your first wall. Firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and intrusion prevention systems. They sit at the edge of your network and filter what comes in and what goes out. Think of this as a castle gate. Strong, but as we just saw, it's not unbreakable. Layer 2, Network Security. Once inside the perimeter, attackers expect free movement. Network segmentation stops that. You split your network into zones, so even if an attacker gets in, they can't just roam everywhere. This is where tools like Darktrace shine, monitoring internal traffic and flagging anything that looks out of place. If you would like to understand what Darktrace is, I have made a clear video on Darktrace. Please do check out in my channel. Layer 3, Endpoint Security. Every device on a network is a potential entry point. Endpoint Detection and Response (EDR) monitors every device in real time. If malware lands on a laptop, EDR catches it before it spreads. No EDR, one infected device can take down an entire network. Layer 4, Identity and Access Management (IAM). Here's one people always underestimate. Who is accessing what, and should they be? Multi-factor authentication, zero trust principles, least privilege access. These make sure that even if a password is stolen, the attacker can't just walk in and do anything they want. We already covered zero trust in detail on this channel. Do check out that video in my channel. It connects directly into this layer. Layer 5, Application Security. Your apps and software themselves can have vulnerabilities. Regular patching, code reviews, and web application firewalls protect at the application level. Remember, attackers don't always target your network. Sometimes they target the app you are running on it. Layer 6, Data Security. Even if an attacker gets through everything else, if your data is encrypted, they get nothing useful. encryption at rest, encryption in transition, data loss prevention. These are your last line of defense protecting the actual crown jewels. And layer 7, human layer. And here's the layer most companies forget or underestimate, which are humans. The most sophisticated firewall in the world can't stop an employee who clicks a phishing email or any link or uses the password 123. Security awareness trainings, simulated phishing tests, and clear policies. This layer is cheap to build but incredibly powerful. Because most breaches don't start with a genius hacker, they start with a human mistake. So, how these layers work together? Now, here's where it all comes together. A real attack doesn't just hit one layer, it probes all of them, looking for all the weakest points. But when all layers are working together, perimeter blocks the obvious threats, network monitoring catches lateral movement, EDR stops malware on devices, IAM blocks unauthorized access, and app security patches known vulnerabilities. Encryption protects data even if stolen, and trained employees don't click with what they shouldn't. The attacker hits wall after wall. This is defense in depth. Not one protocol tool or one perfect tool, but many layers, each doing its job perfectly. And this is exactly what we discussed in Darktrace video. Darktrace is powerful layer, but it works best when it's part of this full picture. If this video helped you understand security better, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't, because next we are going deeper into how attackers actually move through these layers step by step. A real attack walkthrough. You don't want to miss that one? So, do subscribe. And to understand everything better, do check out the Dark Trace and Zero Trust videos in my channel. Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.